Today, we're going to be talking about the 3 things that home buyers should do while they're shopping so they have the highest rate of success in home buying. That's right. Now, very important to note, you need to be fully underwritten before we're at this step, okay? I did a video a couple days ago about the 3 things that you should do before you start shopping for a house. So this is once you've already done those things. Now, for a quick recap, they are: really write out what you want, make sure you do a budget and you know what you can afford, get fully underwritten after you've researched that loan officer, and research real estate agents. That's right. So this video is, you already have that package done, you did all your work. So let's talk about the 3 things. Number 1, avoid tech fatigue. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this, but it's a real thing. So let's talk about what tech fatigue is. So Zillow, Homes.com, Realtor.com, all of those websites, people are spending hours and hours and waking up in the middle of the night and anything new, anything new, anything new. And what it leads to is you start off looking in this area, then you're like, suddenly you're in another state. Well, and look, I've been guilty of it, guys. Right now I'm looking for a place in Florida and I keep on expanding the map, and I'm like telling my husband, I'm like, look, I feel like Dallas is the future, honey. Dallas or Houston, we got to go. And he's like, knock it off. We're staying in Florida for now. So I get it. It can happen, but it's not helpful and it's a waste of your brain power and time. And that's the thing. The more you spend online looking at everything, even if it's not what you want, the lower your standards get. I see it all the time. Like, I'll have a buyer where they want to be in a specific school district, but they're spending so much time online, they just get tired and they want it to be over. So they end up where they don't necessarily want to be. Okay, so how do we avoid it? Because we all know it's addictive. You need to set boundaries. And what I mean by that is, look, if you want to look in this area, Zillow, I think Realtor.com does this as well, draw the area. Okay? Set up alerts. Alert it for how many bedrooms you want. If you want a pool, but it's not a deal breaker, then I would say don't make a pool a requirement, right? Really be cognizant of what your deal breakers are and what you want, and set an alert. Now, I would say that you should go a little bit higher in price than what you're thinking. And I say that just because there are parts of the country where maybe the price at first isn't super realistic, but the seller is negotiable. So if you were qualified and wanted to do $450, if I was setting up an alert based on what I've seen, I'd probably go up to $480 on that alert just to see how stuff's moving, because if a house is at $480 and it's been on the market for 90 days, write the offer you feel comfortable with, okay? So set alerts, reduce tech fatigue. The next thing is play detective. This is so important. So this is something I talk to my clients about a lot. What I suggest is, before you see a house, really go through the pictures and look for problems. And I've done other videos on this, so I'm going to keep it short. But if you look at a picture and you're like, wow, the ceiling looks like it's sagging, write it down. Because when you go and you visit that house, you want to check it out. When you're viewing houses just in general, you're not going to pick all this stuff up. Like, some people sometimes will, because they're like, oh yeah, we spent 2 hours in there with the real estate agent. That's like if the seller's not there, it's not likely that you're going to be able to spend a lot of time in each house. So definitely the pictures, pay attention to, look for problems, kind of like hidden pictures and highlights if you guys are as old as me. The next thing you want to do is you want to go and look at the price history. The price history, Zillow does a great job of this. You can see, okay, it was listed, 60 days ago for this. They dropped the price here. They dropped the price here. But what you can also see sometimes, and I see a lot of this in Florida, is you'll see something where it's like $500,000 in March right now in 2025, but guess what? In July of 2024, it was $400,000. And you're looking at it, no work's been done, nothing else. The seller is just playing the game of, Florida's miserable in July, but in February it's beautiful. Maybe I can trick someone into paying more, right? So look for those types of opportunities, because if I was going to write on that house, would I be writing 500? No, I already know they'll take 400 and they've done no work. So I'd probably start there. And of course, talk to your real estate agent. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm just someone who's bought a lot of houses and seen thousands and thousands of people buy houses and help them with their loans. Okay, what else? Google Earth. I love Google Earth. Google Earth and I have like a, Google Earth is like something I would have created if I had any tech talent. It is so magical, guys. Google Earth every house before you write an offer on it. As a lender, am I going to do this on every house? No. Like with my clients, if we have time on the phone, do I have some fun with it? Absolutely. It's my favorite thing. But, you know, most lenders aren't even going to tell you this because they don't know. I am a crazy buyer. And by crazy, I mean I really care about what I buy. Google's key. I'm telling you. Train tracks. It's not once that I found a train track and the buyer didn't know it was there. We are on 2, and I've only been playing with Google Earth for like 6 months. You know, finding stuff like if there's a big plot of land near the house that you're buying, you want to know what's going on with it. You know, we had one recently where it looked like it had some sheds. We weren't really sure. You know, Google Earth didn't tell us, so we went to Google Maps. Well, it was a farm and slaughterhouse, you know. If you're less than a mile away, you may want to know about that because it could have some smells. Another one recently, you know, I was chatting with this lovely gal, and the nice thing is all our clients are nice. And she's like, I've lived here forever. This is a great area. And we go online, and I'm like, what, is this a gravel pit mining? She's like, I don't know. She's on it. We're both trying to figure it out. It was a rock quarry. And she's like, I've never seen that before. And so Google Earth has a historical timeline where you can go in, and we basically determined that this rock quarry had been put in 2021. It's covered by bushes. You'd never see it from the street, but you'd see it on Google Earth. That's right. And look, do any of these things mean, no, you don't buy the house? No, but it's something you need to know going in because you can't return a house. There's no lemon law with houses. And if you're counting on the seller or the real estate agents to know, I wouldn't, you know, because what are the odds they know, you know, and it's like a rock quarry. Look into it. You know, some do blasts, which can be pretty dramatic. My father-in-law is visiting and he's like, that's how my grandfather died. And I'm like, what? Did he work at a rock quarry? He's like, no, his house collapsed. I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible, right? Does that happen now? I don't know. This was a very long time ago, but it's something to look into, okay? Now, third thing, very important, homeowner's insurance quote. If you guys see a house you like, call an insurance company and say, hey, I just wrote an offer on this house and I need to make sure it fits within my budget with insurance. Am I telling you to lie? I am. But I want you to get good information and expect to spend 30 to 40 minutes on the phone with the insurance company. You want a ballpark, and I'm telling you right now, Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, none of them estimate insurance right. Like on Rate, our app doesn't estimate insurance right. I don't estimate insurance right. We're not insurance agents. And there's parts of the country, like I was talking to our insurance guy that we use. I was looking at something in Florida and I was like, hey, like it's a townhome, like maybe it won't be bad. And you know, Zillow had it at like $1,000 a month. And I was like, look, it's already offensive and it has an HOA. And he emails me back. He's like, yeah, Jen, 30K plus. I'm like, blah, right? But now I'm not like rushing there to go to an open house, right? So anyways, you want to make sure you get a homeowner's insurance quote because when the lender qualifies you, your pre-approval, there's always that letter that has the number, right? And it's like 500,000 or whatever it is. And you're like, oh, I can buy a house at 500,000. But what we're really qualifying you off is debt to income, and it's the payment that's the key. So if my approval, if I'm like, hey, like you can't go above a $2,000 payment at all, that's including insurance, guys. And if your insurance ends up being $500, $600 a month, and you're in an area where maybe we thought it might be $200 or $300, you're not going to qualify. So you want to get that quote before you're ordering an appraisal, before you're paying for an inspection. Because yes, can you pay for all that stuff, get a quote at the end of the transaction, and have your loan declined? Yeah, you can. You can. So homeowners insurance is so important. Even if you think you live in an area with no drama, like I am seeing drama in parts of the country I have never seen before. Get a quote. This is not isolated to Florida and California. As a lender in 48 states, I'm telling you, I'm seeing it everywhere. Okay, it's a problem. So those are my 3 big tips. If you're like, oh, Jen, I want to start shopping, but I didn't get pre-approved yet and I need to, call me, 786-933-2077. Make sure you research me. There's a lot of people on YouTube pretending to be lenders that don't actually close loans. With me, you'd actually work with me and my team. Go to Google, check out my reviews. do a deep dive, like see what I've been in, see what I've written about, like make sure whatever loan officer you're picking is legit. And I'm telling you, it does not cost more to work with people who are really going to care about you and make sure that you're making an educated decision. So don't shortchange yourself and just go with some like beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Oh, here's your pre-approval. And you're like, do you need docs? No, we don't need your docs. No, just go shopping, buy a house. That's not good for you guys. It's not good for you. So anyways, we're here to help. And I'll have a link to the video that I did earlier about the 3 things to do before you go shopping. Thanks for watching.